How's it going, Chris? Can you hear me? All right, let's see here.
Mute.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. We're getting this up and going. So, how are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. You?
I just got the kids to sleep, and my wife had to wrap presents for a little bit and kind of set me back a few minutes, not much.
You put off wrapping presents till the 24th.
That's usually, but we got a lot, so my wife does a little bit here and there. So,
Oh yeah, well then she's better than I am because I know.
That's why you go to the store and just buy yourself like a whole bunch of pillowcases, throw them in a pillowcase, wrap them time off,
old school, the sacks. I love it.
When we were kids, they used to do pillowcases. Then right on the top of the pillowcase, they would cut a hole in it, put a string through it, so they pull it off and tie a little ribbon, and that was it. Or my mom would throw presents on the bed and took in boxes and said, "Wrap your own presents."
What was that movie? Oh, the Mel Gibson where they tied him up in a knapsack. The Patriot. There we go.
Oh yeah, the Patriot.
Yes.
Did they tie Mel Gibson?
It was in a crap.
It was kind of like what we would call a sleeping bag, but it was made out of the bags, the type of bags.
I thought that was his son.
Well, yeah, he tied his son. He was getting ready to get married, and he was like staying the night over at his fiance, girlfriend, whatever's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
No, I'm moving on this side of you.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys want, you can turn on your TikTok or whatever, or if you guys got an iPad or if you're using your phone, it don't matter. Me and my family and a couple little things here and there. So I'm just getting started in TikTok. My partner, he's up in Alaska right now. He's selling his gun store and all of his other businesses and stuff. And so we're kind of setting Voices of America back a little bit. So what we're doing is we're just getting to know everybody that we can that have the same values and points of views and what we want for our country. Because when the time comes, we are going to have to stand together. Whether you can get out of your home, or as some people, they're not able to, they're only able to have their voices heard like on multimedia.
Yeah. True. So you're recording this?
Yeah, actually right now I'm recording.
I can see it saying record.
That people are so damn judgmental because we are all the same. It doesn't matter. I mean, we all bleed.
Red.
Yeah.
Right. I say I bleed red, white, and blue, but you know, I know that's not true. I'm white. My blood was blue, and then it comes out red, so that works.
And I love how your flag in the background has the history of America all in just like boom.
Yep.
Like, well, that's like our country's bird could have been a turkey.
I know, right? Whoever that was, he pushed hard for it too.
That was Benjamin Franklin, I believe.
Or was it? I remember
so.
hearing about that.
So talking about that, I bet you all the turkeys out there regret him not picking them for the turkey.
Carol saved 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah, but you're he pardons a turkey.
Okay, so what got you started doing your TikToks on the subject of our great country that we live in?
Okay. I started TikTok originally because of Musical.ly. I had it way back when, and it was because my 2 older daughters both had it, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." So I got on it, and I thought it was funny. I never posted anything. I was more of someone who just watched videos and liked them. And then I swore up and down that I would never ever become TikTok famous. I have 5,000 plus followers now,
Awesome.
and it's growing every day.
Oh yeah.
But the start of the quarantine, Chris already had TikTok, but he never used it. I convinced him to start doing TikTok or get on TikTok because of how political it was and how like-minded people were. And so because we just moved here and where we are now
Right.
a year ago, so we didn't know anyone. And I figured it was a good way for us to keep in contact with people. So that's my reason. But he likes to use it, or I like to use my TikTok for getting people to understand and know things about the Constitution, about the election, about mostly Trump.
Yeah, actually, Trump has woken up our nation in a way that nobody in history has ever done. Because actually, when you, like on our side, the Republican side or conservative side, as we want to say, we step back, we let the problem happen, and then we move in to save the situation before it explodes and becomes an issue like, Antifa, Black Lives Matter. These, like, Black Lives Matter has been around for 30 years. Most people don't even know that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been
I
around.
thought it was Obama who invented it.
No, it's been around for about 30 years.
I remember Antifa popping up around when some sort of Iran thing was going on, or one of the guys was saying that they were going to nuke us, and Antifa was beating people.
Oh, Antifa's always beating people. This is the problem.
I know that, but I just remember it being terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I went through that again, now I'd be like, that's nothing.
Well, see, this is the problem. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, are physically assaulting people. So, like, that's why I always say, Republicans, you need a buddy. Like down in the South, us guys, we've always got a buddy with us. We're going somewhere. And I think, if you've noticed, they're attacking women, men with children, or old men, because the men with children are going to be trying to get their children out of the situation. They're not actually going to be trying to fight. So,
right.
We'll stand our ground, throw a few punches, but once the whole group starts getting involved, we're dragging our kids out of the situation. That's why I believe in the Second Amendment. Carry, protect yourself. If you cannot get out of that situation where you believe that you're in harm or your children are going to be in danger of their lives, you have that right to pull that weapon.
Yep.
So you explained to him why you got on TikTok.
Okay. She got me on TikTok originally.
Because of the funny videos.
Yeah. And I was posting funny videos and some Lego videos. Nothing extreme bad. Well, October 10th, I got banned on Twitter, TikTok, and I got banned on Facebook the same day. All 3 accounts got taken down. So I'm like, okay, really? So I set all of them back up the same day. All new phone numbers, everything else. Then a few weeks later, I got banned again on Facebook and TikTok. This is my 3rd TikTok account, my 3rd Facebook, and my 2nd Twitter since October 10th.
Your first Facebook you lost all your baby or your son's baby photos.
Yeah, every picture I've ever had, because all my exes and stuff, I never had cameras going on. Right. So I backed everything up in Facebook. So when I lost my Facebook, I lost all my son's baby pictures. He's 11 now, so everything I had of him.
Wow, that is crazy.
With them banning me so many times, I'm like, I'm stubborn, and I'm like, I'm gonna let people know the truth, what's going on out there. And if I get banned, I'll come right back and I'll get back on it again.
I'm trying to think of the name of that website. Parler. There we go. Parler.
Hey, look sideways again.
Turn your head. Look at your wife again. Good job.
Okay, got it.
Because of your headband, your head, when you turn your head, we can see through it, and we can see the flag behind you.
So it's like perfect cut out. So I took a snapshot and I'll send it to you. Show you.
It looks creepy. Look, thank goodness we can't see blood though, but it looks really, really sick.
No,
It's because of the green screen or whatever.
I'm in and out of the house a lot during the day, so I play videos, and she moderates for me and talks to people too. So, because we in Washington State we do homeschooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they talk about the two big cities, but they don't talk about Olympia, the capital.
Right.
They write there almost every night, too.
Yep.
I mean, it's still going on in Portland. It hasn't stopped. And Seattle is almost every night too. Still,
I don't think it's going to stop. It's been.
it's going to get worse. They're going to call for the 12th Amendment. Trump is going to win for that.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to get very bad, very fast.
Well, this is the thing. They could do the 12th Amendment, and they can vote and do all that. We only need 28, and we got it. And we have 28. That's not the problem. The problem is when it comes down to it, Biden's not going to want to concede or whatever you want to give it. He's just not going to.
Will he even know what he's saying?
I do not believe that he has the inclination nor the.
But he's a puppet.
He is a puppet. He's Pinocchio.
I don't think he understands mentally what's happening.
Yeah.
And if we abandon our Constitution, then as the Constitution states, because of the Constitution, if we abandon it, then there are no longer presidents, governors, mayors, anyone in office. So that would basically make the police force, as our founding fathers stated, a rogue militia, because they did not want an actual police force, federal police force anyways, which would be like the CIA, FBI, things like that. They never wanted that. That was something that was never actually supposed to happen. Certain things like I'm trying to think, Social Security, the Federal Reserve, things like that were never supposed to happen.
We're so screwed if they somehow pull us off. I mean, look at the new Green Deal.
I do talk to some military where they even straight up say if it comes down to it, they will straight up go AWOL. They will protect the people. They will protect the Constitution before they obey an order to harm a civilian.
Well, they took the oath.
Yeah. Well, if they're there to actually protect us, foreign and domestic, then they'll do that. But there will be some in there who will be, let's say, unpatriotic and just be there for power. And the ones who voted for basically Biden basically are those few. So
yeah, I know a few of them.
I mean, it's not that I don't love certain people. It's just,
right?
You know, I don't think they understand the full complexity of the situation that is actually happening. They're just being blind to the situation because half of them are not here, and they're not able to see what is actually happening because the multimedia, the news outlets, are not giving them the correct information. Yeah, so I don't believe the news is actually giving the military the correct information. So when the day comes and the military is separated from the rest of the people, the media is going to be telling the military fake news.
Exactly.
And they're going to cause problems because it only takes the media to lie.
Yeah. And with everything, how they twist the truth around so much, you can't believe anything.
No. Like when I was a kid, I remember sitting and watching Bill Clinton when he was running for president, and I remember watching it on CNN, and it was like this greatest thing. It was so patriotic watching it, you know. And then now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, could they have been lying back then? Bush was running against Al Gore. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Al Gore actually won Florida. I remember watching that as a kid, and yet Bush come out and won. I don't see how. Whereas now I see people get the numbers and they're getting the electoral vote.
Yeah. I think the fraud and how they rigged the system has been going on way longer than people think it has.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like our forefathers said, mail in ballots would be the worst thing for well, not our forefathers, it was Jimmy Carter. Actually, Jimmy Carter himself stated that mail in ballots is one of the worst things for our voting.
Well, that's the only thing we have in Washington State.
I'm kind of glad that, you know, our country is old enough to where we have that time period to go through, catch all the fraud, and show, you know, this shit's dirty.
Well, in Washington State, if you go by county to county and look around, our state's basically red, except for like 2 or 3 counties.
Yeah.
But the issue on this one is you look at these counties closely, 1,000 ballots were accepted, 2,000 ballots were thrown out, 11,000 ballots accepted, 33,000 ballots thrown out, all over the state. Wow. Now, how can that be? That many ballots get thrown out?
Well, this is the thing. Is like the ballots, you cannot legally throw them out, and I don't care what they say, because think of this: out of every election, we have never had an election. I mean, yeah, our population's gotten higher and higher and higher, but you know, even last election, we didn't have the number of turnout to vote like this. This is an insane number for even both parties to vote, let alone one side.
Well, even the Amish came out to vote.
Well, yeah, and for the Amish to come out and vote, that has to say something, especially for their religious beliefs.
What about the sex thing in California?
What and where?
California, the sex bill. That if you are within 10 years of a person's age, it's legal.
Oh, no.
So, like a 16-year-old can have sex with an 8-year-old and be legal.
That's bad, because, I mean, that'd be like an 18-year-old and a 7-year-old. No. So what do you think about Rudy Giuliani and Powell and all them? Do you think that they're working hard enough, or do you...
Yeah, I think Rudy is, for sure.
You know? Okay. And then do you think that Trump could actually be trying to tell the Republican Party to actually stand up and be more forthcoming and more, let's say, a powerhouse, and be tougher on the government than we actually are? I mean, yeah, we're gathering in groups and things like that, but see, the Democratic Party, as we know, doesn't respond to gathering in groups. They respond to damage, breaking stuff, burning stuff.
But that's in groups.
Well, yeah, but there's it's, you see what I'm saying? It's different, because they're causing chaos. Whereas the Republican Party, we don't, and the conservatives, we are not like the libtards or liberals, as some people nicely say.
They work for us. We don't work for them. And they need to realize that. Okay. Trump's trying to get the power back to people. And that's what he's doing. He's awoken America. and it's been a long time and a long time coming. And at least partially the United States is starting to wake up. I think he is pushing forward to get the older Republican Party to do the job. You know, even a few of the Democrats are switching sides. Think of it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, he wants us to do the right thing.
You have to be smart about it. You know, we obey by the law,
Exactly.
and that's the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, like I live stream every day to show people the news. I don't talk about Trump on it. I just show the news.
Exactly.
Take what you get from it.
I mean, that's why I like it. I hopped on there. I was like, this guy's got it.
Basically, I get up in the morning at 4:50 in the morning range and get everything ready for the day. Then I jump online, and I'm online until about 7:30 at night.
Hello, America. I'm Mark Levin, and this is Life, Liberty, and Levin, and I'm glad you're with us.
Yes, again.
Fraud in an election. What is fraud? There's criminal fraud. There's civil fraud. What happens when a state abandons completely its constitution and the Supreme Court of that state conducts itself lawlessly? Is that fraud? I want to talk to you about a battleground state called the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It has one of the oldest legislatures in our country and one of the oldest constitutions in our country. We all know Philadelphia is the birthplace of the country. That's where the Declaration of Independence was written. That's where the Constitution was written. It's a very, very important battleground state. And the Democrats wanted to make sure that in 2020, it came out for Biden, because in 2016, it came out for Trump. What am I talking about? You hear this phrase, systemic fraud. There's no evidence of systemic fraud. You see reporters interviewing officials of various.
I love that part. This is Mark Levin. Have you ever listened to Mark Levin?
Yes, I have.
Awesome. Mark Levin is one of the people I listen to, including Rush Limbaugh and a few others. I love how he said, you know, that the guy said, oh, there's no proof of fraud. Well, they had 23 giant folders full of evidence and affidavits and all kinds of evidence of fraud. And yet this judge literally sat there and said, there's no proof or evidence of fraud. And to me, that is knowingly allowing something bad to happen, but also a judge cannot say definitely or positively or negatively in a situation. A judge is supposed to stay neutral in the situation until the very end, and then as a group they're supposed to say I agree or disagree. One judge cannot just do that. You understand that, the concept? Yeah. The judge, even if, like, let's say I shot you and you shot back at me and killed me. Okay, you went to court for murder, but it was self-defense. And yet the lawyer says, well, I wasn't there. I didn't see the shot, so we're just going to let it go. You know, I mean, you know, there has to be a process that's heard. And that lawyer just threw it out the window. Or not the lawyer, but that judge.
State government saying there's no fraud whatsoever. Let me ask you a question. 14 months ago in the state of Pennsylvania, if you had voted by mail-in ballot, it would have been discarded. If that mail-in ballot had been counted, that would have been fraud. 14 months ago in the state of Pennsylvania, if you sent in a ballot without a signature, that ballot would be discarded. If it was counted, that would be criminal fraud. 14 months ago in the state of Pennsylvania, if you sent in a ballot with a signature that didn't match a signature that they had on file, that would be discarded. If it was counted, that would be criminal fraud. 14 months ago in the state of Pennsylvania, if you sent in a ballot beyond Election Day it wouldn't be counted. And if it was, that would be fraud. If you sent in a ballot without a postal stamp date on it, it wouldn't be counted. And if it was, that would be fraud. Or if you sent in a ballot where they couldn't tell what the date was, because maybe there was a smudge on the ink, it wouldn't be counted. And if it was counted, that was fraud. All of those ballots today count. They were all counted in Pennsylvania because of unconstitutional and illegal changes that were made by.
Oh, if you want to smoke or if you got a drink or anything, you can drink it. Just don't show any labels. You can smoke anything, drink anything, doesn't matter. You're good.
I don't think you can smoke anything.
Well, I don't care.
Well, some stuff's still illegal.
Officials and made, quote unquote, officially by individuals in Pennsylvania. None of this is discussed in a single newsroom in America, on a single TV show, radio show, or any other show. So I want to slowly walk you through what took place in Pennsylvania. And this sort of thing has taken place to some degree or another in numerous states. October 2019, 14 months ago, the Republican state legislature in Pennsylvania passed an omnibus bill called Act 77. In Act 77, they included language there changing their election laws to allow universal mail-in voting. The problem is, Pennsylvania, being an old state, having an old constitution, one of the original state legislatures, didn't allow that. There wasn't even early voting in Pennsylvania. And the only way you could have a mail-in vote was through the absentee ballot. And you had to go through a process there, a multi-step process, in order to get an absentee ballot. Well, you might say, well, what about COVID-19? In October 2019, there was no COVID-19, was there?
Well, when was the last time you heard anyone talk about the flu or cold?
You're right. I mean, it's non-existent.
Candidate and former Vice President Joe Biden finds himself in more hot water this week. Just confirmed, a Ukrainian court ordered Joe Biden to be.
Now look. Now it says Joe Biden listed as criminal suspect in Ukraine court. Okay. Now, this is the thing. As a candidate for president, let alone someone who's won or lost an election, you cannot be in politics in the United States if you are wanted as a criminal anywhere. So
as far as I know, it's true.
Yeah. So how is Joe Biden running for president? And this is the thing. This has been going on before. This whole legal situation's been going on before the whole election. Thank you guys for joining us tonight and spending time with us. We just want to call it an evening. And I want to say thank you for joining us for the show with Chris McDougall and ending your evening or beginning your morning with us on YouTube. I'm going to be closing out the evening, and thank you, and just everyone keep Donald Trump in your prayers. And this is Voices of America, past, present, and future, with William Coffey. I wish Marshall could have been here with us this evening. What a show. For the first podcast, I think that was excellent, and I guarantee it's going to get better and better. Come and join us on our next podcast. Thanks, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends about our show. We're also on TikTok here soon. We're going to have some other things going on. Here soon we'll have merchandise and everything for you guys. I got to go. Love you guys.